For the new moon that's coming up in Leo on July 24th, we're gonna have the new moon directly opposing Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. What an interesting switch up this month is about to be. Now, Pluto retrograde is helping us undo our contracts of exchange, especially when it comes to our 11th house and our Aquarius placement. This could have to do with your social circles, your friend groups, your colleagues. It could also do with the standards in society that you subscribe to. What would you agree with and what would you disagree with? There's kind of a lot on the table when it comes to Aquarius's energy. Another part of it is that it has to do with unpredictability, creative, chaotic energy. So if you've been practicing any sort of chaos magic, especially for the witches out there could be in this upcoming moon cycle, if you needed to set the intentions to get out of a certain kind of contract that maybe you are unable to fully articulate because it has to do with chaos, this is going to be the moon cycle to do it. We have our first Aquarius eclipse coming up in February of 2026, and the full moon this month is also going to be in Aquarius. We are about to have some very chaotic endings and some very chaotic new beginnings up and coming in this moon cycle. Because the new moon is going to be in Leo, make sure in the bright light that Leo and the sun offers us, even in the darkness of that new moon, we've got the, breath of a new light with the new moon, but it's still pretty dark. Make sure you're setting the intentions of what needs to come to the light, what needs to be in the light, how do you need to be in the light, what needs to be revealed. Is there anything you've been maybe a little bit confused about or a little bit hazy about? It's time this moon cycle for those things to surface. We're also going to see, because this Pluto retrograde is partially ruled by, indirectly, the Mercury retrograde that's happening also in Leo, which is ruled by the sun, which is going to be conjunct with the moon because that's what happens on a new moon. So pretty directly influenced. Uranus moved into Gemini very recently and is one of the rulers of that Aquarian space. Both rulers, actually, because Saturn is ruled by Mars and Mars is in Virgo, ruled also by that Mercury retrograde. So both rulers of Aquarius are going to be ruled by that Mercury retrograde right now. So if you see things coming up from a previous time frame, in a previous era, in a previous past version of you, if you see things coming up that no longer feel true, let it go. 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 This is not the moon cycle to cling to what you once were just because you are unsure. This is a moon cycle for saying goodbye to what you no longer are and welcoming in the new beginning. We have so many big new beginnings that are happening this year and next year. Pluto in Aquarius, 18-year-long transit. Neptune in Aries, 14-year-long transit. Uranus in Gemini, a 7-8-year-long transit. The big planets have a lot to say within the previous about year and going into about the next year. It's a big time of shifts. Those are planets that rule over eras and generations. And Pluto is in Aquarius right now, having to do again with those society connections. So this new moon, if you have anything, long-term stuff that has been blocking your path, not of wrath to get it off your path, and also probably a time of necessary clearing, while revering that spirit is probably, or your spirits on your team, however you would pronounce that, God, universe, creator, source, there's a lot of different words, okay? Those spirits are probably in this moon cycle gonna be bringing a lot more prophecy. And I mean like a lot. I mean like more than probably you would expect. I mean like make sure you keep a notebook next to you. I mean like, are you really ready? I don't know that I am, but this is what we signed up for apparently, so I guess we'll just ride it. We also are going to see too, because it's Pluto retrograde and Mercury retrograde that are going to be influencing this, if there's any prophecies that you've received already, they're going to be probably coming to a close either in this moon cycle, or this moon cycle will activate the beginning of the end. So make the endings now a friend. You're probably going to get visions, prophecies, dreams, messages about long-term future implications, prophecy stuff, weavings, workings. This is a moon cycle to keep a notepad with you and scribble down as many notes as you need to, even if you feel like they're only half important. Sometimes the half important notes end up being the most important when you end up needing the notes. Crazy. Because the most important notes, your brain is like, oh yeah, I definitely remember that thing. And then the half important stuff, you're like, man, I actually wish I would have written that down. I remember the big important thing, but the tiny little detail, I forgot that. At least that's how my brain works. So gratitude, reverence, and love to you. Happy new moon brew. We can expect a lot of changes and a lot of unexpected changes to come up in this upcoming moon cycle. Be there for the ride. No matter really what you decide, it's time to ride. So here we go. Keep up the brew that you do. I will too. That's true. And I'll talk to you soon. Also true.